Good morning, everyone. First news first, I still have some Powups left, so find me in a hallway, and there are some nice Powups that you cannot get anywhere else. And it may be that in 10 or 20 years, we are thinking, do you remember how crazy NFT.NYC 2021 was? And if you have the Powup, it's going to feel much greater, and it's going to be much greater. So you better get the Powups. I hope also you got some others. There's like 200 of them. So that was the good news. Now it's somewhat, not so much about news, but what I'm coming to say might not be the happiest thing for NFT people, so be prepared for it. We struggle all the time in Poab. Oh, I could have gotten closer to the microphone. I'm sorry if you didn't hear me well. I was saying that I have Powup, so find me on a hallway and keep the collectible. That's going to be the easiest way to tell your grandkids that you were at these crazy days in New York City. So those were the good news. We have Powup to celebrate this time. The more grim landscape that I want to present is that we have taxonomy issues in the NFT ecosystem. Taxonomy issues meaning the way we classify the different NFTs that are out there. There's like 40 different networks that have organic NFT adoption, like the typical ones, Ethereum, Tezos, Flow, Polygon, Binance, others. And in each network, there are plenty of standards, and there are also not so standard NFTs, like CryptoPunks and others. And for the uneducated observer, or for those that aren't deep into NFTs, it is quite hard to understand what makes an NFT, what makes a Poab, what makes a CryptoPunk. That's certainly an issue. It is not the artwork, it's not necessarily the smart contract, or maybe it is the smart contract, but how do you tell what's the canonical NFT of a collection? So in Poab, we are establishing, or we have established a while ago, that although our tokens are NFTs, and they are compliant with the ERC 721 standard, and they do all the tricks that you expect an NFT thing to do, we call them Powups, because we want to break the association of Powups and almost everything else happening in the NFT space, which is for the most part related to speculation and gambling and casino-like activities. And I am fine with the speculation. I've been a crypto person since 2015, so be sure that I even like speculation in a way. But we are after something greater. Poab has become, on the Ethereum ecosystem and in many NFT communities, and now it's becoming on the mainstream, the standard for keeping these little free collectibles that you get when you do something and don't have necessarily expectations of value, although they could, because there's plenty of utility you could build on top. So going back to why not all NFTs are created equal, there's a spirit that the creator of an NFT has, and most of the time this spirit, it's not clearly disclosed. Why someone is dropping a collection? Are they dropping the collection because they want to make money? Are they dropping the collection because they want to publicize their artwork? Do they want to express their feelings? And there's all sorts of reasons. And we don't judge them. Casinos are, for the most part, legitimate businesses. We don't charge them. It's someone else's responsibility to consider whether this is gambling or not. But Powups are meant to be, it's good that you hear it from me, because although Poab is a 40-people team, it's still somewhat centralized, and the spirit, it's the offspring of my thinking. So the spirit of Poab is that we want to make easier, the easiest possible for everyone to create these little collectibles that help them remember something. And this is happening. Every person that has gotten a Powup has felt this. Could be that they don't even know that they felt this, but once they go back to their collection, or once they see someone else going back to their collections and they don't have theirs, they get this spark of memory of something that happened. So for those that don't have Powup today, get the experience because it's somewhat magical. This idea that you get a little item that's free, that's only yours, that's indisputably authentic, because if you got it from the proper issuer, in this case me, there cannot be a knockoff, that has perfect provenance, because if you sell it or trade it or lose it, it's going to be recorded on the blockchain, and that you can confidently believe that it's going to live forever in the blockchain, that's quite a cool experience. So I encourage everyone to get Powups. If you have Powups and you like this feeling, don't waste your time while you are here in New York City, because there's like 200 Powups, as I said, on different events. I don't have full visibility of them. The best way to know is just asking the hosts, how do I get a Powup of this event? If they were minting Powups, you will get it because I will tell you how. If they weren't minting Powups, first, I'm sorry for them. Second, because you have asked, it's likely that on the next time they will. Most of the new issuers of Powup doesn't do outbound. We don't seek for issuers. They all come to Powup because the audiences of their events start telling them, you know, I would be a more frequent visitor or a regular if you gave me a Powup every time I came. So this is this main difference on a spirit, on what we are after. And this is still another cog on this huge machinery NFTs are. So we still cherish and pray and praise, not pray, and praise other builders in the space. We work with many. We love the artist scene. We love financialized NFTs, NFTs that have inherited financial activity. But it is important to make this difference. This early, it's easy to get confused. It's easy to think that Powups should have an implied value, but the truth is that they shouldn't. The value a Powup can have, it's up to the collector. And this is interesting because as we have displayed on a couple weeks ago on a CryptoPunk, it can even happen that these little mementos become between valueless and invaluable. Because for some people, for many of our collectors, there's no money someone can pay them for giving away their Powups. This is why a couple weeks ago, we've done a bid on the CryptoPunk. We'd end up being the largest bid anyone ever done on a CryptoPunk. And the seller, who is around the conference, Richard, didn't sell. He has rejected a $10 million bid for a punk because the emotional attachment he has to that little digital record on a blockchain. And it's pretty much the same with Powups. These little pieces of data that are stored on the metaverse accrue an emotional value that it's impossible to measure, and for many, it's impossible to afford. There's no amount of money anyone could pay them to get rid of their Powups. So this is what we are building. We are really happy with where we are at because the feedback we got on this community has been immensely positive, but there's a very long way to go. So people that like Powups, we need your help. Stay in our community. Keep bringing feedback. We know there's lots to improve. We still need your help keeping us in check, making us make what you want Powup to be. Those that don't yet have Powup, ask your friends. You have a question? Or you don't have a Powup? Oh, of course you do. I mean, who doesn't have Powup? Do you want to raise your hands? Well, nobody is. I have 10 seconds, so find me in the hallways for more Powups. Enjoy the event. Thank you for your support. And don't confuse financial NFTs with valuable collectibles. Bye.